As darkness had fallen, Rory had yet to come back from his supply run, and I decided to try to get some sleep while waiting for him. However, aching bones convinced me that sleeping on the cold floor was now something that I'd fallen out of practice with, and my body more or less forced me to abandon the hunt for sleep, so I decided to tend the stash in Dex's old house and prepare for the journey back to our new home instead. I was in the middle of it when I heard something from outside.
Hello?
Hello. What's going on?
Hello? You got a well around here, right?
Yeah, it's down the road.
Is that Robin?
Yeah, it is.
I know your voice is Dobby.
Dobby! What are you doing here?
I was just coming through. I've been to Paris Island.
Ah, okay. Gotcha, Right. You need any help?
No, I just need to fill my canteen. But your well is around here, right?
Yeah. It's just like a stone's throw, like down the road. It's by the
Oh, okay, nice.
food stand.
How's things with you anyway?
It's going good. Just sorting some shit up. We moved from this place a while ago, so just looking at the last things that we left here. I'm waiting for my bro as well.
Now that he was away from his Arbiter buddies, Dobby seemed to be a little bit more willing to talk to me about him joining them.
Yeah, I've recently joined the Arbiters.
Yeah, what? How did that come to pass?
I've been friends with them for a long time.
Okay.
Ever since I first met you, I started to get to know them.
Yeah, I remember. You were like real close buddies with Skip.
Skip was a strange one, but he was the first person I really met on the island, and he helped me get north. He took me up to their base, and they were quite chilled with me, and so since then I just had quite a bit of trust for Skip.
Ah.
But he ended up joining the Arbiters and left.
Alright.
He fell out of favour, I believe. I was with Bastion for a little bit.
Alright, hang out. Yeah, so how's life treating you with the Arbiters?
Yeah, they're a great bunch. They're not friendly with the mutants, whereas everyone else seems to suck up to them.
Really? Oh, I've completely missed
Yeah.
that. Like, okay, what's everybody trying to do? Like,
Well, most people have been feeding them.
oh. But isn't that like just out of necessity because they believe they can't win?
I guess so, we just won't bend the knee to them.
Okay. Yeah, that's understandable.
Interesting. We hadn't heard anything about larger groups voluntarily catering to the mutants' needs. Of course, this could just be Arbiter bravado talking. The expression bending the knee specifically reeked of a belittling attitude towards other factions, while at the same time generalizing and clumping multiple groups together, possibly without proper intel. I chose to take this information with a grain of salt.
Do you want the ketchup?
Nah. Go ahead.
Oh, it's a personal favourite.
Okay. Alright. Okay, so Corey, you, and who else joined Bastion?
Michael.
Oh, right, Michael. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we were a trio. Joined Bastion, but then I've just come back to the island, and Bastion has pretty much all but disappeared. I think Harold's the only one left.
Yeah. Like, this is our old place, like, where we used to live, like, right over there. That's like our homestead, our childhood home.
Oh, you grew up here?
Yeah. This is like home turf. But, we had to leave after an unfortunate incident happened.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We had a cousin. Emphasis on had.
Did he fall victim to the mutants?
Not as such. He fell victim to, I am guessing, the mutant's creator.
Warlock.
Yeah. That fucker.
Do you know much about him?
Not like what he is, what kind of person he is, but I know that, well, basically we're looking for him, and so I gather is a lot of people on the island.
You'd be surprised. Very few were looking for him.
Very few?
Yeah.
Really?
There's a lot of people that will say that they're enemies of the mutants, but I think a lot of groups are going to try and take advantage of them.
Okay.
You give them a promise of something, maybe a fealty to Warlock, you've got a pretty good bodyguard on your side. They want followers. I've heard of people that are already worshipping them.
What?
You remove society and you remove God, people will fall to anything.
I couldn't out of hand dismiss the point that Darby was making. Especially during these times, people were desperate to do whatever it took to survive. Maybe some considered a deal with Warlock to be a sort of a guarantee for at least some form of safety in his demented shadow. But they wouldn't realize the cost. The horrible cost.
We engaged with 2 of them in Stonington, and I saw it eat 200-300 rounds before it went down. Somebody had a PKM, 7.62 rounds. These things do not want to go down.
Even with the PKM? That thing should cut people to ribbons.
It's almost anti-material. It's that devastating. And this was at close range as well. It jumped into a group of us. We were about 9 strong.
Do you know if any, like, organized resistance is being started or anything?
I do, and when it begins, I will make sure that you're in the loop.
Alright, much appreciated.
The first successful mutant that we were aware of was a guy called Sir Loxley. He was mentally unhinged. He thought he was a knight. He was psychotic. He believed that he was a knight from another realm.
Oh, okay.
Avoid a group called Ghost as well.
Oh yeah, that much I know. But I thought they
Ghost
were
come
gone.
back. No, they're back. There's 3 known members right now. One of them's called Jonas. He used to be known as Leviathan. Leviathan has become a split persona that exists inside him.
Okay.
Then there's Beetlejuice. He wears a teddy bear hat with a bloody eye socket.
Okay.
And then there is there's a third one. I can't remember his name though. It begins with an M. Murdoch, I believe.
Fuck. From all I'd heard of Ghost, I'd been relieved to hear that they had disappeared about the same time that I'd got back to the islands, with only a few remnants remaining. But the names that Darby was giving me now were heavy hitters, Leviathan in particular, as Harold had told us about him being the first of Warlock's test subject for the serum. If they had begun to return, then something big was going on behind the scenes, and I did not like the sound of that. Not one bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're being very secretive, which makes us more uncomfortable.
Yeah, same here. It's like I did hear about like the remnants of Ghost making a comeback, but that was like a while back. I hadn't heard anything since.
I'm guessing that Leviathan had left the island and now he's back again. But he's also taking credit for the mutants, which doesn't make sense.
Okay. Well, that's weird. What if there's a
I
connection?
don't know if Ghosts are going to be maybe they're going to be a part of the cult. Maybe they're planting the seeds right now.
Ah, okay.
All this talk about Ghost made me kind of anxious, so I switched the conversation. I'd wanted to know more about Lamplight, so I asked Darby about that group. As we were talking, I could hear footsteps approaching us in the night.
You know where these
You'll be
lamplight are based?
Lamplight. They're north of Salty/Duskar.
Okay.
You'll most likely meet them at Duskar, though. They're there regularly.
Okay. So, like Waldeboro, maybe? Or Mountainville?
Yeah, around Waldeboro.
Okay, okay.
I know where they are, but I don't give locations for
No
compounds.
worries. Actually have not been that much to Waldeboro at all. And I think
How's
we
it
have
going?
somebody on approach.
Hello.
Yeah, hey
How's it
bro.
going?
I could hear you shiver a mile away.
Rory had just returned from his supply run, and with him he had something he had found which he figured would serve as a gift and show of goodwill for the Arbiters.
Oh, I believe one of you guys the other day had that mask. Feel free to give that to him as a backup.
Oh, was that the only mask?
Nah, it's a Spectre mask.
Okay. So many goddamn masks up.
So, back to the subject of Lamplight.
Yeah. I mean, they are a good group. I think you'd do well to become friends with them. They're decent people. They've got a massive complex. Huge. There's another big complex up there. I think they're traders, but they've not been too vocal. Maybe they're just trying to get themselves set up first. Watch the riders, though. I don't trust them.
Oh yeah, the riders. We haven't heard anything from them in like months, it feels like.
They moved up to the race course. They're right next door to Salvation. Salvation is a reforging of Sanctuary.
It figures. Sanctuary always had
course,
tight.
yeah.
Like, they were always tight with riders. They were like almost like their militant arm.
So I'm about ready to head off. It was nice catching up with you both, though.
Yeah, same. Yeah, you too, Dobby. Nice to catch up with you and hear your story, and it's good to see you again, man. It's been too long.
Likewise. Things change a lot around here.
Oh, they do. Definitely. Alright, well, safe journey, and
Thank you.
we'll see each other again.
Likewise. Yeah. Safe travels.
You too, man. Alright, you need a drink before we go?
Here. No, I'm good.
Okay.
I don't know if I said this before. If you have any more hassles with the collectors, tell them they'll have a problem with us if they carry on.
Ah, okay.
Good. Very appreciated, man.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, yeah.
The journey back home was fairly uneventful, which was good because we had some stuff to think about. Somewhat surprised, we considered this sudden vow of friendship and protection which had suddenly dropped into our lap, and by the Arbiters no less. It would undeniably seem that this powerhouse of morally ambiguous individuals, for whatever reason, had taken a shine to us, even with my own fears about them brewing on the back burner in my head. With that in mind, I felt like I was starting to warm up to the Arbies, even if it was ever so slightly. I still remembered their behavior back in the day, but to be fair, that warning was making less and less sense these days.
I'll take care of the flag. It's slightly down. There we go.
Alright, I'm gonna head on over to my house.
Yeah, you do that, bro. Thanks for today, and stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow.
See you, man.
Take care.
The entire next day I spent setting in motion plans for a perimeter fence around the main buildings. I began loading up on logs and planks. While doing that, I also finally got around to put up the long-awaited bulletin board. It would serve as a place where people could post their notes, everything from news from all over the island, to commercial ads, wanted posters, anecdotal scribbles, and missing persons notations. Our location made it perfect in many ways to put this here, because not only would people be able to come here in order to update themselves, allowing us a chance for more interaction, but we would also be the first ones to see whatever was posted at any given time, since this bulletin board was ours, and it was placed neatly on the road leading to New Duskar from the main South Island. I went ahead and transferred all the notes from poor Rory's house to the bulletin board in the hopes that people would get the hint. I even went so far as to call the location Burleeville in the note. A bold statement wherein we more or less finally made the location ours with a promise of development to come.
If they don't listen, you can feel free to kick them out. It's Cougar territory.
Alright.
Okay, sorry, Gil, what was that?
May I attend the meeting, because I believe that people will talk about lamplight, and I want to be there to deal with it. Then I can actually get the story from them as well.
One sec. You?
While taking a break, I decided to casually listen in on New Duskar's radio frequency. Like we'd said before, we wanted to be able to respond quickly if any problems occurred across the water. I had switched on the radio and accidentally been made privy to a conversation between Juniper of New Duskar and Gil of Lamplight regarding some incident that had transpired earlier.
Me, because there's a very, very high likelihood this meeting is going to be hacked, or there's going to be an issue that comes up during it. Very, very high likelihood. I'll be there in a second. I'm waiting on Bishop. He's got a headache right now. Arthur! Arthur! Christ. I heard about the situation that occurred with the Lamplight earlier today. Do you mind if Gil Gillison comes to hear about the whole situation and so he can get the information about it?
It turns out that it wasn't actually them. It was someone who has their arm broken.
Yep.
What?
Alright. I'm
If
coming
Gil
right now.
wants to come, he can, but it turns out someone has either robbed their arm band or they just haven't.
Alright, yeah, okay. He said he's coming.
No, I'm on my way right now.
Alright, yeah. tell
I
me
am
about-
not
waiting on
happy
Bishop.
about that.
Oh shit, Gil was pissed. That didn't sound good. While listening in, I realized that I hadn't seen Rory all day. He must have left on another trip of his. While things seemed kosher, I couldn't help feeling that we didn't communicate as much as we used to before. It was as if we were slipping away from each other more and more, and this sour feeling was riding me, pestering me about how he could have the audacity to just leave everything in the past. He didn't even make an effort to open up to me, his own brother. And what about me? Was he ever concerned about how I felt? It certainly didn't show if he was. Did he ever... Okay, that's enough of that. I had to remember Rory was most likely dealing with it all. But he gave no sign of being burdened by it, by what he had done. Was he just that good at hiding it? I decided to get back to work. Repression was pretty much my MO these days, the only thing I could do well. But I was fearing the fact that it would consume me from inside if I didn't let it out soon. As I kept working, two people approached me from the road. They had their guns out, but truthfully, a lot of people did these days.
Hello, do you have some food maybe?
Food. Let's see.
My name is Ante Pavelic.
Ah, okay, greetings. Alright, so you're freelancers, or are you rolling with anyone?
Oh, so this is my friend. His name is Arkan, and he have problem with talking. You know, he's and he don't know to talk from his early years.
I gotcha.
But
Okay.
he was fighting for his country, and that's what I respect from him.
Absolutely. Pride in one's country. That is good. What are you doing?
Oh, we're just taking a walk around. I never been to the place called Duskar.
Ah, okay. Oh, you should.
So what do you do?
Well, this is, well, I am part of the Burlee family. Me and my bro,
Yes, sir.
we sort of live here.
Is this normal? Hear a fucking shooting.
With the gunshots,
Yeah.
yeah. Especially since we live here, we live very close to New Duskar, which is like right over there. We hear gunshots all the time, especially from that place. Yeah, and if you're going to New Duskar, see if you can meet up with Arthur or Bishop. Those guys are sort of like the shot callers over there, and they might be interested to maybe, I don't know, hire some extra help or something in dealing with the mutants.
Oh, that sounds cool.
I don't know, of
How
course. I'm just
was
speculating.
his name? Can you tell me, please? Because I need to bring some money and supplies, you know, for my wife and kids.
Yeah, that's understandable. See if they have any job employment up there. They're bound to have something for you.
Yes, we will go check it. Okay.
That sounds
Thank
good.
you a lot, sir.
No worries.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Goodbye. Safe journey.
Goodbye, my comrade. Long live the.
Ante Pavlich and Arkan. Odd people, but nice enough. I hoped they would find some good opportunities. People seemed to be very active today. That was good. And just a minute later, another visitor would check in to talk to me.
Well, hello there.
So you're the one with your goddamn radio on, Robin.
Oh shit, did I forget that? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh. Anybody on the radio? Sorry.
Yeah.
Shit will happen.
Cameron was kind enough to show me how to listen in without transmitting, and he told me that he also had come over to make sure that I wasn't being robbed.
Some.
Alright.
I was just making sure you weren't getting robbed.
Oh, that's much appreciated. Yeah, it was a little bit like they came up on me and I was like, oh, okay. They had like, you know, gear that was a little bit intimidating. Why didn't you tell me I was broadcasting to everyone?
I was having some fun.
Aww.
And seeing as I know where you live, I just decided to come.
I got you, alright. How are you, man, by the way?
I'm good. I'm good.
I noticed a specific armband on the usually armband-less Cameron.
Oh, are you part of Lamplight now?
Yes.
Cool.
They
Cool.
need it. They need it, man. They need it.
Okay.
It's not an easy mission to get rid of mutant.
Okay, so has there been an attack on Lamplight?
We got attacked last night.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they jumped on our roof. I shot him in the fucking leg.
Oh my god, okay. Oh
Thanks.
lord.
Bastards are definitely strong, but lucky thing is, you know, they can't open your code lock.
Oh, thank god for that at least.
It's the big mutants, you know, that walk on two legs, that walk.
Yeah.
And then you got the dogs, the mutant wolves. I think they'll break your arm or leg with just one bite. So try not to get bit.
Yeah.
And they ain't got the spiders, them fucking annoying things. You know, this grass, they can hide in that. That's how small they are.
We talked at length about the mutants and the fact that no one really knew what the mutants' agenda was. We all only knew that they followed Warlock, who was trying to further his own twisted plan about superseding the human race with his creations. We'd been told as much by several sources, the most prominent of which was Harold. And speaking of which,
Have you talked to Harold recently?
I've not seen Harold. He barely comes up here from my understanding.
Okay.
the conversation spilled over onto the construction of Burleeville, and Cameron mentioned how they'd had problems putting in a well up at the Lamplight compound.
I was wondering, how do you actually build a well?
You need a bucket, like one of them wooden buckets, and a rope, and then you'll need 48 stones and fucking 12 mortar mixes.
48 stones?
Yep, cause it's 8 stones per 2 mortar, and you need 12.
I'm thinking like putting it right here, at the end of the road.
Yeah.
Oh, free water for everybody is all well and good. Is all well and good. Did you hear? Huh? I cracked myself up.
Jesus. You can have a prime piece of lamplight steak.
Aw, thank you.
As Cameron got ready to leave, he mentioned he was O negative for future reference and offered to have my blood tested, as he did have a blood test kit on him.
I'm O positive, apparently.
Very common.
Hey, O brother.
Yeah, I'm just the better one. I'm the Robin of the brothers.
Oh, okay, you get a pass with that. Yeah, that's actually, you know.
I found this little neat thing. Polaroid.
Oh, yeah, what about the Polaroid? I've heard, like, rumors about it.
Just a camera.
While I was being way too curious and inquisitive, my awareness was evidently slacking off, because we soon found ourselves joined by the 2 individuals from earlier.
Hello?
Hello.
What's happening?
Ah, there you go. Okay.
Just trying to look through the camera. Just make a mental image of it. You know, remember it.
I think you need to clean the lens as well.
Yeah, the lens it's
Jesus.
fucking scratched up. Man, that's what I'm saying. You need like some perfect lighting.
Yeah.
There is no funny if there is no hard.
There.
You know, if it's not hard.
There's no fun if it's not hard.
That can be interpreted a bunch of ways.
Yeah.
So, my Slavic brothers, did you meet the leadership of Duskar? New Duskar, pardon.
Yeah, and I think they're a little bit selfish, you know.
Oh?
They're somehow egoistic. I don't like them.
Okay. What did you talk about?
You're okay. You're cool, but over there, they're really like weird, you know.
Yeah, on the other side of the water, yeah. They tend to be weird. Right, Cameron?
I was joking, but something in the tone of Ante Pavlich told me that he was being serious. These guys did not like New Duskar.
And he says, "Who are you? What are you doing here? From where are you?" Oh.
You know, like he wants to bite you. You know.
He wants to bite.
Where are you off to now?
Oh, just a second. We're going somewhere. I don't know. We need to find some nails. We was looking for the job here, but no luck. You know, my comrade.
Oh.
So we will go out and look for the fucking job. So what was your name?
My name is Robin.
Robin, like
Yes.
Robin Hood.
Exactly. You're
Oh,
the first
like
one who
Robin,
gets that
like-
reference.
no. No, he's robbing you. He's
No,
robbing you.
They look
you know,
like
you know
Robin
what?
Hood.
You know how many who has said that? It's like, oh, get something easy. Contact down the road.
In the distance, I saw somebody approaching from the north.
Oh, it's Top. He doesn't look too. Top, are you all right?
I'm in pain.
You're not. You're in pain.
What the fuck is happened to him?
I'm hurt.
Are you all right, Top? Jason.
I fell off mountain while running away from mutants.
Oh.
I locked them in bunker. I locked people in bunker.
You want me to give you some morphine?
Yes, yes. Is this Johnny?
No, this is Cameron.
Cameron.
In apparent need of assistance, what I can only describe as a person with a parrot voice and with a plushy bear head covering his own approached Cameron to receive aid. This reminded me of Lucas from back in the day. I mean, what was it with Deer Isle and people just going completely bonkers here? Oh, wait, what was that? An Arbiter armband? Ah, enough said.
Well,
Who's this?
What do you want?
What do you want?
Sir, I will have to ask you to move from my private space. I don't like people when they come near my private space.
I am not near your private space, you little weirdo.
Yes, you're
You're
in
near
front
my
of my
private-
dick.
you're
I
near my
don't
private
like that. You stand in front of my dick. You see, you was standing like this to me.
Whoa,
I don't like that.
whoa! I don't like where you're touching.
whoa,
Is that a sword?
He's a
Awesome.
little weirdo. You hang out with weirdos.
I just met them.
You say that I'm weirdo, but you're having the fucking, I don't know what, on your head and your foot naked. And I'm the weirdo. Here. Oh, this will be interesting.
What will be interesting? I was just putting away sword.
Don't go behind my back. I'm not homosexual, for fuck's sake.
Jesus Christ.
Don't touch my ass.
No
No,
one's touching your
no.
ass.
Okay,
What's that?
where
on
is
your
this
head?
going?
Oh, night vision, nice. That's cool.
Yes. You're too poor. You can't afford.
Oh,
Yes, but we are men. We are not homosexuals like you, my comrade. Oh, you're not.
You sound
deserve
like you
to
have
be
dicks
called
in
a
like you have
comrade.
dicks.
What?
I mean,
What?
seriously.
I don't think I stuttered. You sound like you have big nuts in your
Oh.
mouth.
A lot of
You sound
contacts
like,
down the road.
You have
Oh yeah, that's
a
Duskar.
little problem in your
All right. Oh, and Top
Goodbye,
disappears.
Top, my friend. Safe journey, man. Safe journey.
Bye.
Take it easy.
Hello, fellas.
Hello.
Don't you fella me, you bastard.
Holy crap.
Hi, Tom.
Okay, Burleeville was apparently already on its way to being a nexus of visitors. It was starting to feel really crowded here. As the dust settled after the stampede of Duskarites had skipped through our little friendly get-together, our conversation ended up on the history of New Duskar itself, and consequently about what had happened to the guy known as Jose. I didn't know more than I'd been told, but I did my best trying to inform Ante Pavlovich about the tension and subsequent conflict between Jose and New Duskar, how he had accidentally killed some people with grenades, how New Duskar had kicked him out, and how he had opted to retaliate.
I don't know. Don't quote me on this, but I think Jose sort of attacked someone, shot at Arthur, I think, in New Duskar. And
Oh yes.
Yeah.
He took out his side of his head, scraped his eye.
Jesus, yeah. And after that, New Duskar sort of rallied and just marched on Cushville, sort of obliterated the place.
Originally, he was just beaten up, he wasn't meant to die, but he was shot after he tried to pull out a grenade and throw it at all the people there.
Oh shit. He likes his grenades.
And then, Arkan spoke for the first time.
Yes, I like my grenades, you little shit.
Wait, what did you say your fucking name was?
I'm Jose.
Are you going to New Duskar?
No.
New Duskar was just attacked, it seems.
What?
It seems to have been Jose. And then I hear, we got him. So they got Jose.
Oh fuck. Looks like Jose wasn't as dead as rumor had it after all. Here he was, in the flesh. Shit! The Duskies had been looking for him back during the conflict, and now he was right on their doorstep. They'd blown right past us. Now, him and his friend had me and Cameron at gunpoint. I had no idea what they were planning, but I had no choice but to play along.
We need to change this. Don't try.
No.
I'm going to put his weapons to unarm him. Okay, stand up. Go to this forest now. Go.
Hi, sorry, my comrades. You met me by my fake name, but I believe we will meet each other one day soon. That will not.
Apparently, Ante Pavlovich, or whatever his name was, considered me to be less of a threat, and was even going to lobby that they let me go. I didn't know what Jose wanted with Cameron, or where he had taken him, but I could hear distressed voices ringing out from over by the beachfront trees.
What's he doing with him? Go in that house, and if you go out, I will have to kill you. Okay.
Okay.
Пусть я.
I was told to wait for 15 minutes up on the second floor of the empty house, and that if I disobeyed orders, they would shoot me. All I could think of was poor Cameron and what he must be going through right now. As my heart pounded and sweat beaded my eyebrows, my thoughts shifted to my brother. I had no idea where Rory was and couldn't imagine that him turning up right now would be a recipe for anything but a bloodbath. What should I do? I couldn't risk leaving the house. Ante Pavlovich could be outside, gun pointed at the door. But then I remembered. I still had my radio on me.
Oh my. Who would have thought that that guy Jose would rise from the dead? And right now, ambush Cameron and Robin Burlee right across the water.
I decided to risk it, make it seem like I wasn't even aware of my radio being switched on so that it would look like a mistake if our captors overheard me. And, true enough, after a while, I could hear footsteps approaching yet again.
SOS.
Hello, my friend. Are you still here?
Yes, I'm here.
I believe that you have a radio. May I get your radio, please?
Okay.
I'm not the boss.
Alright, alright.
Okay, enjoy.
Oh,
Do you have
thanks.
another radio?
No, I don't have another radio.
For a hostile captor, this particular guy was very polite, I had to say. As the minutes passed and it was obvious that the house was under guard, I came to the conclusion that there was nothing else I really could do. I felt sorry for Cameron, but I couldn't help him at this time. A couple of minutes passed where I did what they told me to do, but long before the 15 minutes were over, I decided to try my luck. I couldn't just sit here.
Hello, is anybody still there?
I tentatively called out to see if they were still around. They could have fled the scene.
Hello, is anybody still out there?
I got no response, and for the longest of times I debated with myself whether or not they were testing me, perhaps trying to goad me into breaking their rules. Then something caught my eye. Somebody was reading my bulletin board. I thanked whomever had dictated fate that I'd put up that momentary distraction.
Hey, dude. Psst. Over here. Yeah, that's right. Over here.
Are you going to sell me drugs?
No, 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 no. Nothing that extravagant. Can you tell me if you see anybody out, like, around this house? Like, is anybody in the area?
I'll be right back.
Alright.
No, as far as I can see.
Alright, good. I'm coming down. There was a little bit of an altercation here right now. I got taken hostage and forced to sit
By
up.
who? You're by yourself.
Yeah, I know. I don't know where they went now. It was that guy that they thought they had killed. The guy, Jose.
Jose.
Yeah, there's a long story, but apparently he wanted revenge, and he took me hostage and Cameron of Lamplight. They took Cameron somewhere else, and I don't know where they went. They told me to stay up there and just, you know, wait for 15 minutes. And this was just recently.
Like hide and seek.
Yeah, something like that.
The man who believed I wanted to sell him drugs was called Grim, and offered to escort me up to New Duskar. As this was urgent, I accepted graciously. While fetching a gun at my house, someone else joined us outside. Lo and behold, it was Rory. Apparently, he had caught my transmission. My SOS over the radio, which I thought had gone unheard, had been picked up by my brother, and Rory told me that he had connected the dots and raced back when he heard my voice. I was genuinely grateful, but I also noted that he was already wearing full military gear as if equipped for the heavy operation, and he was also not wearing our white armband, which would identify him as part of our two-man group. A mixture of emotions struggled for control in me, and several unwanted suspicions made themselves known to me. I began conjuring up nightmarish scenarios of everything from dual allegiances to secretly being a bandit. Bottom line was, I had no idea where he had been or what he was up to running around anonymous and kitted out like that, but it was a topic that was going to have to wait. Right now, time was short. Cameron might not have that long to live. I brought my brother up to speed, and together we went across the bridge over to New Duskar to bring them the bad news.
Well, I have to put the light Cameron, man.
Yeah, I know.
Do you think they went this direction, or are they still on our peninsula?
I have no idea where they went. I was like completely closed off.
At New Duskar, there was no sign of either the assailants or Cameron, so they must have either gone the other way or sidestepped the settlement entirely. It did make sense, I suppose. It would be pretty suicidal to run straight into the arms of Arthur while having a hostage who most assuredly would reveal their true identities to their old enemies. But New Duskar was emptied out, there was no one around, and we began losing hope of getting the news to the right people before the trail of Jose went cold. I thought to myself that it looked hopeless, when we suddenly saw movement up ahead.
Yo, anybody home? Any Duskarites? Whoa, 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 whoa. New Duskar, we got a problem.
What's that?
They just took my brother here. We're the Burlees. He took my brother here hostage with Cameron from Lamplight. They took off with Cameron. We've been trying to track him down, but we lost track of him.
Yeah.
Burlee Brothers, it's Bishop. I remember meeting you guys.
Oh yeah.
Start settling in.
Yeah. But
so wait. So wait, they took Cameron and your brother hostage, or
yeah.
just your brother?
Here's the thing.
They took Cameron and
I told the whole story. About the two strangers who turned out to be Jose and his friend, how Cameron had been taken hostage, and how all of them had disappeared while I was left alone under duress. Sergei was the first one who pretty much expressed what we were all feeling.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, they forced us down on the ground, and I had to lay completely still, and Jose went off with Cameron somewhere. I don't know where.
We'll see what we can do. You guys alright?
Yeah, we are now. We're worried about Cameron.
Once the lamp
Yeah,
figures
that's
out,
not good news.
Fucking sort itself out. That motherfucker doesn't die, man.
No. We were like talking about like what had caused like the whole grenade thing, and I joked and I was saying like, oh, that guy sure likes his grenades, and he was like, yeah, I do like my grenades, and he's like, hands up. Oh, okay, fine. Shit, you know. When I saw them, at least, they had like masks on. One had, I think it's the Stalker gas mask, and the other had like that full armored metal helmet thing. And they were wearing like dark, sort of military-ish gear, and they sported AKs, suppressed. No discernible armbands that I could see.
I just want that motherfucker to die. I just want that motherfucker to go down, stay in the fucking ground.
Well, I mean, here's the problem. A lot of people are out right now.
Yeah, they actually passed by when me and Cameron were talking with Jose and his buddy.
Fuck.
Yeah. And I think that's why Jose was real quiet.
Bishop and Sergei went ahead to see if they could track down the rest of the settlement's standing militia to coordinate search and rescue operations, while Grim opted to stay behind at New Duskar. We gave him our thanks and shared our frequency with him just in case any important news would reach that place. Meanwhile, me and Rory headed off to search the peninsula. It was a long shot that they were still in our own backyard, but you never knew.
Like right here was where he brought Cameron.
Right, listen. They might be expecting backup. They might think that, you know, they know since you got away. They might think that they're expecting backup, so we need to be careful.
Yeah, personally I think they bolted. They've taken Cameron and just bolted.
But they can't move very fast if they have him handcuffed.
No, that's true.
We spent the better part of the next 30 minutes searching the peninsula, but as we suspected, the trail had gone cold. Rory decided to head back to New Duskar and check in with Grim, and also see if the Duskies had found out anything new. I told him that I just needed to outfit myself more appropriately, and then I would catch up. I'd been in the middle of changing gear when he called me and told me to head over to New Duskar urgently. The call had been cut off before I could answer him. Then I heard it. Gunfire from across the water. As I arrived back in New Duskar, the frequency of my still activated radio tuned in voices from the coordinated defense effort that was underway. All thoughts of Jose and Cameron were immediately replaced with a more urgent sense of dread, as I realized that New Duskar had come under attack.
Come on, you ugly fucks! Follow the sound of my soothing voice! Continue firing! Continue firing!
And not just by anyone.
Warlock is here.
Warlock! Could it be? Could it really be him?
Dogs inbound, on my rear!
Fuck! He was here? I had moved from being a victim in a hostage drama to getting caught up in a massive mutant attack on New Duskar. One chaotic event relieved another, and Rory was out there somewhere, in danger, possibly dead. Again, everything was going to shit. This was too much for me. Crossfire ripped across the skies, and raging mutants were picking apart people in the streets.
That's right, follow me!
As New Duskar opened up with a massive counterattack, I huddled behind the safety of the house. I knew my brother was going to be somewhere at the main gate, proudly defending the settlement and no doubt therapeutically cleansing his pent-up anger. I wanted so desperately to join him, but something unexpected had stopped me in my tracks. I was suddenly gripped with something which almost crushed me with all of its weight. I was gripped by a numbing sensation of fear.
Bullets flying everywhere. Mutants in the streets, eating, killing, death, blood, pain, fire, darkness, feed on you, fangs.
Military gear aside, I was no soldier. I didn't have the sharp-edged focus that came with being a military man. My mind was swamped with the realization that if I stuck my head out, it meant almost certain death for an untrained man. And with already having been taken hostage by Jose in the same day, adding this situation proved too strenuous to my mind. I cracked under the pressure, completely freezing up, paralyzed on the spot. I was overcome with not only fear, but shame as well. I was desperate to back up my brother, I really was, but we had no communication. I couldn't pinpoint his location with any kind of certainty, and I knew that if I ventured out, it would have been an exercise in futility, as I was liable to die right there and then.
Don't do it. You're gonna die. Bullets flying everywhere. That's right.
I don't know what to do.
You get killed in the most gruesome way. Stay down.
Shit. What the fuck am I gonna do?
Mutants will feast on your flesh. Bullets will rip you apart.
Fucking Rory's out there.
That serves him right. The Kinslayer.
No. Don't you dare, don't you even dare think that way. He is your blood, Robin. Are you gonna stand by and lose another relative to the evils of Warlock? I know you are afraid, but you stand up. You hear me? You stand up right now. You're right. I mean, I'm right. Yeah, whatever. Now move it. Okay, main gate. My sense of reason pushed away my fear and bitch-slapped me back to coherency as I got up and began darting between buildings, determined to get to my brother. I kept to the peripheral region, always making use of tall grass and corners to mask my approach. It reminded me of us brothers playing hide and seek at the homestead, and somehow that only strengthened my resolve. The gunfire intensified the closer I got to the main entrance. If I could just make sure I stayed out of sight.
Off this time, we are surrounded by
So close, just a little bit further. Hang on, Rory. Big bro's coming. Spiders. Exploding spiders. Back off, back off. As the gate was a stone's throw away, a lull in the gunfire suddenly settled, and I could hear people trying to communicate between the buildings.
Does anyone need help?
It's too risky.
I did it! Just as New Duskar had beaten back the mutants, I had conquered my fear. But my joy was conditional. Where was Rory?
Welcome to hell, friend. Welcome to hell.
Rory? Rory! Hang on, man. I'll get you home. Breathe, bro. Breathe. Oh, shit.